So, good evening, sir. We are the STI. We are from STI West Negros University, and we are going to conduct an interview with you, sir. So, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, for your first question, sir, may we ask for your name?
Okay, so good day. So my name is Mr. Geno Gabinho.
Okay, sir. Okay, Sir Gabriel, what year did you graduate in your English course?
I graduated last 2007. So I have been into teaching for 22 years already.
22 years?
Yes.
That's pretty long. In your LPT, sir, in terms of your LPT exam, how many attempts did you take in order to get your LPT, sir?
I'm not bragging myself, but I was able to take the board examination once only.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. For your fourth question, at what year did you start teaching?
Right after my graduation in 2007, I decided to teach immediately the following year.
What was your first school, sir, that you started teaching?
It's far from Bacolod. It's from Borsia.
Morsha.
Yeah.
And for now, sir, what level are you currently teaching, and in what school?
I am currently teaching at Sumag National High School, handling grade 7 and 8 challenging students.
Challenging students.
Yeah, very challenging.
Okay, that would be all. That would be all for me, sir. And another interview we would be asking for your questions. So, thank you, sir.
Good day, sir. Good day, Asayers. My name is Sabrina Natin Ligaspina from the College of Education. We're currently here at Harvard Child Development Center to conduct a project interview about the language acquisition, together with my co-beloved member.
Good day, sir. I am Jose Franco from STI West Negros University and currently taking a Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English. So, sir, here are our first questions. So, as an English teacher, do you believe students undergo language development?
As an English teacher, I believe that the development of language is experienced by a child as early as 2 years old, in which they can not really communicate in straight sentence, but at least during that time, their formative years, they are beginning to develop the progress of their language. Okay, so I believe that language development is very important because it is the way in which people can communicate, unless there are some cases that children have difficulty developing their speech, and sometimes we call that speech delay development. So language development is part of their acquisition of the knowledge. They are acquiring knowledge from the teacher, and at the same time we can share what also they learn. Okay, so for me it is part of their learning process.
Thank you, sir. Good day, sir. I'm Jocelyn Carajo Amonet, and my question is, among the theories, which one is the basis of your teaching styles?
Since I have been handling different learners with different learning styles, so I am into progressivism, in which teacher is playing the role as facilitator of learning instead of giving the whole class the lecture method. My style is that I allow my students to learn on their own by having the hands-on experience, and at the same time I allow them to learn in the class according to their own interest and according to their own knowledge. So normally what I'm doing is that I allow my students to group themselves according to their interests and according to their talents. Like for example, for those who are into music, I allow them to compose a song, for example, using, like for example, the topic is all about noun. So I ask them to compose a song using different examples of nouns. So just like that. If my students are good in arts, I allow them to express their learning by drawing and then allowing them to present in front. Another thing, if they are into what they call that, if their interest is on dancing, so I allow them also to express their learning by having the performance task through their own talent, which is dancing. So I don't force my student to learn the way like others are learning, because we cannot let fish to climb a tree, correct? So if that is a fish, we should allow the fish to swim. If that is a monkey, we should allow the monkey to climb on the tree. So we should, as a teacher, I understand the way my students learn, and for me that is the most effective way of giving them the opportunity to grasp the opportunity of learning.
Good day, sir. I'm Natasha Grace Cantabella, and my question is, what activities do you usually use in connections with the identified theory?
Okay, just what I've said a while ago, I'm into looking up for the interest of my kids and my students. So I usually use differentiated learning. Okay, just what I mentioned a while ago, if they were into music, so they have to perform or make performance tasks according to music. And then if that is their interest is dancing, so I allow them also to learn or to show their performance tasks according to their own interest and talent also. And same thing with the arts. So things like that, I always provide them the best opportunity to develop their talent, because when we try to allow our students to function or to perform according to their own interests, according to their own skills, according to their own talents, then you will be amazed at the results. Because if they are into that talent, they will really give their best. Okay? So, although we teachers, we're not really expecting for something excellent, but at least we are assured with ourselves that our students are doing their best. And for us, that is a big thing as teacher to see that our learners are not only learning, but at the same time they are enjoying what they are doing. So that's for me.
Good day, sir. I'm Maureen Jane Timaga, so here's my follow-up questions for you. Can you share us your experiences or challenges while taking English as your major?
If I'm going to think about the challenges, a lot of challenges, but let me mention one of those many challenges that I have been encountering as an English teacher. The major problem that we have in a public school right now is a lot of our students cannot read, even though they are already in grade 7, grade 8, and sometimes even grade 10. I don't know, there are a lot of factors or underlying factors that led them to not to develop their ability to read. And I think one of the factors was they were in prison during the pandemic time, in which students were only allowed to learn through learning modules, and there was no presence of the teacher teaching them how to read. And that's the reality. And I was even shocked just yesterday, because I was checking the SF10 of my students, and I found that they were not given the opportunity to stay in the classroom. And there is also a change in what we call the policy, the no read, no move policy. It is no longer implemented because there is a policy in public school that no child left behind. So as much as possible, all of the children in school should be promoted to the next level. So that is our challenge right now, but we are doing our best as teachers in order to let our students read by giving them reading remediation program every afternoon. And we have also a lot of studies. We are conducting studies and outreaches also in the community to reach out those children that cannot read. So in the beginning of the school year, what we are doing is that we are asking each of the students during the enrollment week to read, and then we identify their level, not only level of reading but also their level of comprehension. That's the way they understand what they are reading, because reading is not enough. Okay, so we have to check also as teachers whether they are understanding what they're reading. It's not enough to say, okay, this kid now is good in reading, but what about the comprehension? Does the child understand what he reads? That's the big question in there. So what we're doing is we're having the test and how they read the passage, and also we prepare questions to check their comprehension level. So right now, the biggest challenge that we have in a public school is those students who cannot read. And we are doubling our time in order to help these kids. So we are hoping that you who will be becoming teachers in the future, you would also embrace the challenge to embrace also these kids that are not able to read even at the level of grade 7 and grade 8. So our mission is to let them read, because reading is the mother of all learning. We cannot learn anything if we do not know how to read. We cannot learn anything if we cannot understand what we are reading. So that is really a big challenge for all of us teachers. And for you, who will be becoming future teachers.
Good day, sir. My name is Angelina Erlano, and this is our last question for you. What is your advice to those students that are taking English as their major?
Okay. First thing is, are you really serious that you are taking English as your major? That is my challenge for you. Because being an English teacher is not easy. First thing, in international testing, 3 subjects are tested. We have English, math, and science. So these 3 are major subjects. So if there is a challenge, that is given more weight, this challenge is given to those who are teaching English, math, and science. Don't you know that among 81 countries, Philippines ranked 79th in 2024 PISA results? Are you aware of that? So that means in English, science, and math, out of 81 countries, we ranked the least. So our challenge is, that is why I asked you a question, are you really serious in taking this subject as your major course? So that if you're going to take that positively, then we should be brave enough to do extra mile for our kids. Okay, it's not just sitting at your table every morning and teach your kids grammar, or teach your kids about language, teach your kids about literature. It's more than that. We should go beyond the 4 walls of our classroom. I mean, we should go extra mile, because in your class, there will be a time that one, two, or three students, you're thinking that they are learning, but actually they are not. Why? Because the first thing there is they cannot read. Most of them would sit down at the back, and we are thinking that they are learning, but actually they are not. So that's the challenge there. We need to do extra mile. Check on our students if we should spend time assessing those students under our care. Okay, student number 1, okay, maintain record. Student number 2, this is the level of reading. This is the level of comprehension. So we have to check in the beginning of the school year those students who can't read and those who can read but need more improvement. We should go extra mile. That is why it's not all about grammar. It's more than that. The most important thing there is teaching them how to read. If there is an opportunity for us to go out in our classroom and visit the kid, if there's a need for us to do extra mile just to give the opportunity to the child how to develop the reading skill, we should do that. That is the weight that we have on our shoulder as English teachers. I remember when I was teaching in one of the private schools in Bacolod for my 22 years in teaching. I remember that most of the time I will speak English, and I asked them that one of the rules that will be strictly implemented is the English speaking policy. In public school, it will not work. It will not work. So we should do some adjustments. Not all students can understand English. Okay? You go deeper and you know your students well and talk to them. Why is this student having a difficulty in learning? So we should know that the reasons behind it, why that particular student cannot learn. So that means going extra mile. Okay? Being an English teacher does not stop with grammar or literature. It's more than that. So that's my challenge. The advice for you can be very situational. It's realistic. You can learn something from me today, but when you teach in the real field, you will learn more. And you will be able to appreciate what I'm telling you right now. For sure, you are trying to figure out what I'm saying right now, but you will be able to put into reality, and you will be able to see vividly through your eyes that what I'm telling can be meaningful and can be your guide when you enter the challenge of being one of the educators of the Republic of the Philippines. That's my challenge for you.
Sir, thank you so much for the time, for the opportunity to conduct an interview with you, and we all greatly appreciate your presence and your answers to our questions. And that would be awesome. Thank you so much.
My honor. And I also would like to thank you for the trust. There have been a lot of English teachers in Bacolod that you have chosen me. So my honor also and my privilege to have with you today in your interview.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.